last whole year for a mouse.
Okay.
I just brought mine.
I did want to.
So, yeah. And 3 or 4.
I should have, I don't know why I didn't.
I know you told me, you know that, but I don't know. One day.
I'll give you one.
No, I don't give it to you.
They'll sign you up.
Yeah, they'll sign cheese. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Goodness gracious. All right. 7 o'clock. Grab the agenda here. We'll call this meeting to order. Roll call. Everyone present except Mr. Sanchez, who's on a business trip. Public participation? None. Item C, honors and recognitions.
Not at this time.
Nothing? Okay.
We did have some all-state cheerleaders, but I didn't get all their names.
And I saw where the FFA, when they went to the Pork Expo
Yes.
in Des Moines, they did pretty well up there.
They had a pretty good trip.
Good. That's good. All right. Item D, discussion and possible action on minutes from the June 1st, 2026 regular board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion made by Charles, a second by Brad to accept the minutes as presented. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item E, discussion and possible action on the following 2025-2026. Number 1, general fund encumbrances, accounts payable number 1702 to 1707, payroll. Number 2, co-op fund encumbrances, accounts payable number 1216. Number 3, change order listings in general, co-op, building, and child nutrition funds. Number 4, treasurer's report. Number 5, activity fund custodian's report. Number 6, general fund encumbrances, 2026-2027. Number 1101 to 1137. Number 7, building fund encumbrances, 2026-2027. Number 2101 to 2108. And number 8, child nutrition fund encumbrances, 2026-2027. Number 2201 to number 2203.
Okay. As we go from page 1, which is the encumbrances of $6,383.47, that would be wrecker service on the 2010 Chevy bus. We lost a serpentine belt on the turnpike and had to tow the bus back. That was not it was fortunately a cheap repair, but we couldn't leave it there. Repaired a seafarer's car, ran in the west side gate, not secured in place. That was right out here. Bus physicals, and then water safety classes, so forth. Those are all on the 2026 year. Whenever we go to 7/1/20, whenever we go through 7, the next, those are change orders. The negatives are to reduce, the positives are to increase. There's really not anything exceptional in the increases. The utility cost of $35,684, we are seeing that continue to move upwards. Electricity is just getting extremely expensive. We go to page 5. These are the payroll encumbrances for the changes in the payroll encumbrances based off of people's sick leave and personal leave. That's why those are all negatives. Correcting entry on the co-op and the general funds, that would be $285,000 that was incorrectly placed on our estimated needs. More therapy, the page 8, occupational therapy services, contract services. Those are typical summer services that we have to have, and we have to encumber those ahead of time. And then the change order on the amounts on the building fund, building mops, so forth and so on. Those are going to be change orders that were either moved into 2027 or were not completed. As we get over to page 11, we're looking at our balances at the beginning, at the middle of the month, not the ending of the month. We're still waiting on several claims to come in, which they'll be in this week, so we should be fine. The big thing that we're running into is they're sending back claims and we're having to correct them. That's why they're not already in. We're expecting to see quite a few of them Thursday. As you look down at as you look at page 15, you'll see that we have our 2024 or 25-20 comparison to 2026. We actually wound up a little bit under on gross production tax from between 2026 and 2025. We haven't seen any increase due to the price increase oil yet. We don't know where that money is. It should be coming in. We should be, unless the volume is just not there. As you can see, we've got currently collected over on the federal sources. We only have 98,000 out of almost $1.2 million that have not been collected yet or have not shown up as of the last running of the count, and Pam runs those very, very regularly. If you take this sheet right here, this is our end of year sheet that we switched to this time of year because we've closed everything out and it's pretty accurate. So whenever we look at this, total expenditures is $16,805. We're looking right now, we're $485,000 behind, but we should catch that up this week. The projected revenue was $16,853. Our actual revenue will be higher than that. And whenever you flip over to the back,
You mean 15?
sir,
Do you mean 15,853?
which one?
You said our
The
projected was
projected.
16,853. You mean 15,853?
15,853.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you. Whenever we get back over to the back page, we're going to be looking somewhere around 300,000 on our carryover, 281,565. We're just running tight, but we knew we were all year. And the big thing that we're going to have, we need that money to come in. It should. So we should be somewhere in that neighborhood. That's what the numbers come up to right now. The activity funds, our activity funds, except for boys basketball, are pretty good shape, and they've got the booster club is getting ready to do some things to try to help out on their end. So we've got to do some things to get that up. Other than that one, there's really not much of one to speak of, that anything in here that is really alarming. We're in really pretty good shape as far as our activity funds. We're sitting at $669,000 right now, and that's because they've been doing their summer activities and they've been traveling a lot. And there's some things that they're taking out of activity fund for like trainings and things like that they have to do. Whenever you look at the 24 and 25, that's matured the date to summary. This gives a good summary of where we're at on the accounts for the activity funds. For 2027, we look at the payroll encumbrances of $3,722,000. That's for the year-round payroll, which would include all the administrators, the custodial staff, the secretarial staff. We don't have anything in the co-op building fund. We're asking to encumber $580,000, and then the CMP is $2,257,000 that we'll encumber there. And as you look through, you can see that we've got several. The annual lawn service for Morrison's has already been encumbered for $55,000. We've got Center for Ed Law for the district that was encumbered at $25,000, which is way over what you would hope it is. We've got K&S Tire. We've got to put some tires on some buses. Frontline Education, which is what we use to do our absences and our timesheets for our support staff. OSSBA renewal policy. Floor Tech is $75,000. That's pretty standard, and Jeff has really kept that price down really well over the last couple of years. And then maintenance, the ag ed pickup and maintenance pickup from Beckman's for $1,000 because we've got those Dodges. And then we have ADPC, which is our accounting software, our TLE or Barlow and Associates, which is the evaluation of our teachers and principals, and then OSIG school insurance of $568,712, which is the same as last year. OSSBA renewal and OSSBA employment services, which is the administrative fees for our employment services with OSAC. The payroll we did the full encumbrance on those, but those can be changed if we need to, because we haven't actually changed the pay scale yet. Going over to the F&M Bank on the building fund, we encumber $461,000 on that to pay for the turf, the electrical repair for Kingfisher Electric, and to replace of $30,353. And the Gilmore poles and lines of $8,255. We'll talk about those in just a little bit. And then MMS construction of $14,000 to get our playground, a berm wall put up over for the playground. And then child nutrition on page 31. That's the food service meal expenses for the year, $248,000. That's financial report.
Did you say those encumbrances were for 25, 26 or 26, 27?
26, 27, I'm sorry.
And that starts on page 27,
Yes, sir.
26?
Let me go back. I don't want to give you wrong information. 28.
And we're good to do that out before the year starts?
Do we what?
And we're good to do that before the year starts?
Yes, because the 27, when we did the temporary appropriations, the fiscal, we could start putting things in. If we don't, we won't be able to pay anybody in July.
Okay. I see not only the first pole deal, but I see another pole for a windshield. Are we doing something to like get the gates to where they don't?
Yes, we are.
What are we doing there? How do we?
We locked them up.
We're gonna leave them that way?
Yes.
And then I think probably worth asking, what can you tell more on this 285,000 that was misplaced?
285,000 that was
So
misplaced.
285,000 was misplaced.
To restate what that is, I can tell you quick. The estimate of needs didn't have anything in the co-op fund, and so so when the money, the revenue came in, it did get put into the co-op fund. Dawn thought it got put into the general fund, so she was reimbursing the co-op fund out of general. Then she had to turn around and flip it over. You'll see where she paid it out of the general fund to the co-op, and then again from the co-op to the general. You'll see two
Okay.
in the end and out.
All right, thank you.
Any further questions or discussion on item E?
I'll make a motion to approve item E as presented.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve item E. All in favor, raise your right hand. Approve, or against, same sign. Item E is been approved. All right, item F, superintendent's report.
All right, on the superintendent's report, I'll turn it to the principals here in a second, but we hadn't found any damage from the derecho last night. Thank goodness. We did have people up on the roof today looking, and we didn't see anything. Summer projects are moving along. We've got to talk with the custodians and see where we are exactly in the waxing of the floors, but I think we're moving along pretty well. We're down to 4 repair items left on the list from the start of the summer. The maintenance guys have really been clicking along on that. They're going to start painting curbs again where we need curbs painted. And we'll start moving Little Stinger's playground here probably towards mid-month. And Ms. Tollefson?
I really don't have much to add. We just have been completing all of the reports that were required for the end of the year and then just preparing for next school year. So trying to get everything in line and fill any positions that need to be filled and preparing for next year.
For Heritage, pretty much the same. I visited with Mr. Michael today, and we have half of our school waxed, so he's started on the second half. I'm finished with the principal's reports, finishing the SPED reports now. I think just moving right along, so I think everything's going pretty well. Didn't have any damage. I did have a door that was, that you could enter to the roof on my building that had flown open, but Eric came over quickly and shut it, but there wasn't damage. But other than that, we're good.
At the Q, I've just been working on the schedule and filling positions, and we had a couple of places where water blew under the door, but other than that, we didn't have any damage either.
Well, pretty much the same. We did state reports, chronic absenteeism, and now we're just doing some house cleaning, and trying to get things a little more organized going into next year.
High school, we met with, we have a leadership team, and so that consists of somebody from each of our 4 subjects, plus like a coach and a counselor. And so we did that this past Tuesday whenever our got together, and so it's kind of our first big high school thing, and so it was a good meeting. I'm excited to kind of move forward. So other than that, I haven't been over here very much just because we are in the middle of moving, so I haven't been busy with that.
All right.
Have we made any headway with the team trainings that we talked about that we needed? For the team training that we put together as one of the stipulations, so where are we at on that?
We did Marzano training.
We did MMTS or whatever that.
Oh, we did
MTSS.
MTSS at
Spring Lake Technology Center. We went there for an entire day and had training. Lacey Kewen and Leslie Redline were also there with us, so we had a long training there. And then we had another training in the admin office. That was the Marzon.
That was Marzon.
Yeah, did 2 days of that.
Yeah. And I think one of the things we left out, we've also been working this summer together, tied in with MTSS. We decided as a group to get on the same page discipline-wise. We're trying really hard to unseparate all the buildings and be more of a district instead of single buildings. And so the first thing we did was to develop an MTSS discipline plan district-wide. And so I guess that'll be approved at the August board meeting.
Yeah, we met.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else on item F? If not, we'll move on to item G, resignations.
I'd recommend that you approve the 3 resignations as presented. Elizabeth Wood, Morgan Filkowski, and Kara Muggenberg.
I make a motion to accept the resignations listed.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item G, resignations. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item H, discussion and action to approve or disapprove OSIG insurance policy rate and rate for FY 2027.
Pat, you want to explain where
Yes.
we're at?
All right, and I think you all have the proposal there in your packet, I believe. So last year, the district paid $574,334. This year, the renewal is, well, I'll tell you, it's $568,712. However, they broke out the excess liability this year, and you have 3 options to choose: a $1 million excess, a $2 million excess, or a $3 million. And my recommendation is to choose the $3 million excess. It's only $2,000 more, but it does give the district $3 million more. So by taking the 3, and even with that, the total proposal would be $572,352, which is about $2,000 cheaper than what it was last year. So by taking the $3 million, that gives the district $5 million limits on the auto liability, GL, and board liability. So currently, the district has in property values, which does include the vehicles, $127,948,570. It's up just a little bit from last year, primarily because they do got a 2% inflationary increase on the building costs. So the other, and like I said, if you have questions, you want to stop. Currently, the district has a $50,000 deductible on the property, $50,000 on wind and hail. Last year, you all took the option to buy that deductible back on just wind and hail alone from $50,000 to $10,000. And that cost to buy the deductible back is $10,617.50. And that is optional. But like I said, it is a $50,000 deductible. So, do you all have any questions? Or, like I said, I can go over anything more in depth. Like I said, it is about $2,000 cheaper than last year. And the property values are up just a little bit.
How'd you do that? How'd you do that? Usually your prices go up.
I just know the underwriter. I went out on a limb for you guys. Now, their rates are slowly starting to creep back down. I have had some discussions, or our company has, with a possible another property market that might come into Oklahoma, but the issues with that, the rates may be a little bit cheaper on the property. It's just in finding a company who will do the liability insurance as inexpensive as what OSIG does. So it's kind of juggling that. But right now, OSIG is the only market in Oklahoma.
much choice then, does
What?
it? Doesn't give you much choice then.
No, it doesn't.
So
So if we did the, go ahead, Bill.
I was just gonna show my ignorance here. It said buy back the deductible.
So your deductible's 50,000, and what it is, if you purchase the buyback, which is 10,000, if you have a wind and hail claim, it is now $10,000 deductible instead of 50,000.
And we did that last year.
Yeah.
That would bring the premium up to 582, 583, basically.
Yes, yes.
Compared to last year,
It was, like I said, it would be about $2,000 cheaper than last year,
to less, even with the buyback.
even with the buyback. Because you did purchase it last year, and it's just about the same price as it was last year. Now, your other property claims were still at 50,000. This would only apply to the wind and hail.
Right.
Well, the other thing that we've been doing with OSIG is we're using them for a major part of our professional development. And we do that to protect ourselves on making sure that we're following statute. And they do a pretty good job. It's, you watch them on video and you get it out of the way. And it really, last year that was the first time we've done those. And it turned out pretty well. They're really trying to help us.
It's in their best interest as far as claims. I mean, they're just trying to mitigate any way they can do to help mitigate claims, especially on the liability side.
And is that training for everybody or administrators?
Administrators and teachers and support personnel. And we actually get a list back of who hasn't completed it, and we write them until we get it done. And we do get a little bit of a relief on part of the things on adult minor interactions if they go back.
Any other questions for Mr. Cheek? All right. Or Mr. Evans, either one?
I'd recommend that we approve the OSIG insurance policy for 26, 27.
And do the buyback. part,
And do the
everything
buyback.
that we did before.
With the 3 million limit umbrella.
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
I so move
Motion's been made. Is this just on item H or? do I look-
on item H with the buyback and the 3 million.
Motion's been made to approve item H with the buyback. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. If there's no further discussion, all in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item I, discussion and action to approve or disapprove the OSAG interlocal co-op for workers' compensation.
OSAG works through OSSBA. We had two offers this time, one from Bank First and one from OSAG. And Bank First worked pretty hard on theirs, and they came in $167 below OSAG. But the problem was we had to accept that they could audit and then exclude different claims, or audit the claims that we've had to reestablish what the cost is. And OSAG did not do that. And you have to take the lowest best quote, or you're allowed to. You don't have to, but in this case, the lowest best quote for the district was OSAG.
I'm assuming if we want, the Bank First one, they did audit, they could adjust their.
Upwards or downwards, either one, but we really can't afford the upwards.
Take it.
And that would be based off payroll.
Yes.
What was the cost?
one was 26,750 and one was 26,900.
And OSAG is who we're currently,
That's who we're currently using, yes.
there's not a whole lot of options there because they say they have 502 districts.
Yes, but Bank First, I will get, they came in and they've really looked at it pretty hard. And I'm told them, you know, do it again next year, but we just can't afford to, take the audit chances.
Any further discussion or question? If not, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item I.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve item I. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item I passes. Item J, discussion and action to approve or disapprove increase of certified employee salary scale to satisfy SB 201 as passed by the Oklahoma legislature in the 2026 legislative session.
We have been trying to get ready to do contracts earlier, and one of the things that catches us is this particular issue with salary scales changing. The governor didn't sign it until late, and what the language is different every time they do a salary increase. And this time on the salary increase, they did the salary increase with absolutely no money for schools that are partially off the formula. So we're in to pay this. Now, state aid is supposed to go up about $128 to $132 per weighted ADM. That means we'll get about 33% of that per weighted ADM. And that comes out to where we ought to get somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $150,000 more in state aid because our enrollment has dropped somewhat. This pay raise between 2026 and 2027 is $2,000. They left us the option, since we are $1,700 over state base, that we could give a $300 pay raise and meet the obligation of the Senate bill. That all sounds fine and good until you think about the fact that we've got teachers that are expecting a $2,000 pay raise. And I think it's in the best interest. I would recommend to the board that we do move this up $2,000. We've already projected it out. It's going to be about a $300,000 to a $400,000 increase, depending on how many people we have and where they land at.
Okay. Questions? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item J as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item J as presented. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Yes,
Opposed, same sign. Item J passes. Discussion and action, or item K, is discussion and action to approve or disapprove Form C7s and supplemental appropriations as prepared by Britton, Kuykendall, and Miller for general co-op building and child nutrition funds.
We're going to have to table this because when they sent us back the supplemental, they had made a mistake. So we're going to have a special meeting sometime between now and the 30th of June to get that approved.
Sure.
Can we
Yeah.
do the co-op building and child nutrition, maybe those three?
Yeah, we could do those.
So if I can get those down there and get them signed,
Yeah, we could do that.
I think it would help Dawn if we could get these supplementals in, so she can close.
Yes, we could do that.
So the,
Co-op building and child nutrition.
Yes.
so the general fund was incorrect.
Yes, the general fund was incorrect. They didn't get our federal funds in there right.
But we still have to have a special meeting to approve the general fund. when they get
Yes.
corrected. And I'll make a motion that we approve the supplemental appropriations as prepared by Britton, Kirkendall, and Miller for the co-op building and child nutrition funds.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item K for the co-op building and child nutrition funds. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item K passes. Item L, discussion and action to approve or disapprove City of Kingfisher to complete repairs to Gilmore Elementary electrical system.
Yes, the city came to us and generously offered the repairs to put the other two lines in over at Gilmore and put the transformers in was probably going to wind up being somewhere around a $50,000 to $60,000 job. As Mr. Wright said, that looked really expensive when we had that hole over there. And it is. But they offered to come in and they would do it for $30,000 or $33,000. And then they're charging us $8,000 for the pole. But they will take control of the leg running from the pole to the transformers. That will be theirs, which is what they do on every other building here until it goes into the actual electrical panels. And I really appreciate the city of Kingfisher being willing to help us out with that because that is a really expensive operation. Ms. Tollefson has been really worried about when we were going to get this done. We're supposed to get it done sometime in July.
Can I add, because we'll have to fix the asphalt too, and the fence and all that business.
Yes, but we can't do that until after we get that done.
So if it's been that way prior, what happened would have been on the city.
Yes. Yeah, but you got to think, whenever that school was built, really that was probably the farthest west thing in town.
Yeah. Any questions or discussion? Do I hear a motion to approve?
I so move.
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item L. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item L passes. Item M, discussion and possible action to approve transfer capacity by site and grade.
This is our latest best guess at the capacity that we have within the district. We're pretty tight in most of the grades, but in 9th grade and 8th grade, we believe we could handle 5 more kids according to the transfer capacity rules. And then kindergarten and pre-K, we could handle 7 and 8. And we've got several transfers in the portal waiting to be approved.
Any questions?
So move.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to approve item M. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item M passes. Item N, discussion and action to approve or disapprove the contract with Oklahoma School Mental Health Cooperative.
They should have been collective. I wrote that wrong, incorrect, but we should still be able to do this.
Collective.
This is for Lacey Redwine has hung out her shingle for a LMHP. I've talked with Ms. Myers several times over the last couple of weeks about what we need to use this for. and it seems to be the behavior plans and some of the other special ed things that we have to do. Lacey is really good at. She's also offering some crisis intervention. Until we see how much we have to do this, what I would recommend is that we go with the first tier of services and on a monthly retainer and move forward that way and see what happens. And if we have to, we'll go back and increase it as needed.
What does the first tier include?
The first tier is includes licensed crisis consultation, consultation regarding behavioral and mental health concerns, guidance for Tier 2 and Tier 3 student support planning with the district's MTSS framework, which is the big new acronym we're all going to hear. 2, schedule virtual consultations per month, email and participation in high priority support meetings as requested.
What letter is that? Or that's your D?
Is that what?
Is that your letter D, or where are you reading that at?
It's right here.
Select the package. That right there.
Okay.
Lays out what the different packages include and the cost. Like essentials,
Go on the
$2,400,
page.
partners, $4,000. And how many hours are included in that? Anything over that's $150 an hour.
Yes, sir.
And you feel that meets what you need?
Yeah, I think within that, we could speak with Lacey and she would kind of fine tune what we need. I think, and I spoke earlier, I think some of that we might not need, but maybe we could readjust. She said we could have like a package, she would fine tune a deal, or not really, would make us a package. If that makes sense.
It's a custom
A
package.
custom package.
Custom
yes,
package.
yeah. Yeah. Because there's like little bits of here.
Might need some of that, but not all of it.
Correct.
Might need
More.
something else in another package.
Right.
Move it
And,
around.
right, and I don't know that we need to just go all out, but yet, you know,
So you're good there? I'll make a motion. We approve the essential package.
I'll second the essential.
Sorry, the essential package.
Essential.
And not the custom.
No,
Oh, is there a custom?
Well, we don't have it yet.
we don't, she hasn't
Well,
made
we
a
don't know
custom
what the
package yet. We
custom
would have
would
to.
be.
Okay.
I mean, the essential is gonna be
$2,400.
$2,400 a month, 16 hours a month, a 10-month contract.
But if you want to do a
$24,000.
custom, a custom, we would just have to,
That's almost a monthly retainer hours. I just want to make sure I know what I'm writing.
Actually, hold on a second on that.
Yeah, the only option for custom that she gives is so much per hour for so many hours.
Well, I mean, the custom package is the same money, and then you could build it however you want.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's what she gives all schools. Like when she went to Cashion, she goes to these different schools to try to contract with them, and that's what she gives everybody. And I
Like
think
if we had the same, if it's the same money, would you rather do the custom and you could work it out with her however you want?
So we could do a custom at $2,400, including 10 hours a month.
Yeah, I would,
Or 16 hours a month.
yeah.
sure.
I want to change, I'll change my
And then
motion to be
$150
a
an hour or anything over there.
custom package for $2,400 a month plus $150 for any additional hour needed.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right, motion's been made and seconded to approve item N for the custom package with a monthly cost of $2,400 to include 16 hours per month and $150 an hour additional over that.
I like it.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. All right, moving on to item O, which is discussion and possible action to approve or disapprove a memorandum of understanding for the registered teacher apprenticeship program or pathway with OPSRC, facilitating the program for OSU and SWOSU.
And this is fairly new. And what it does is it allows us to take our employees that are really wanting to be teachers. They go through OSU or Southwestern. Southwestern contacted us after OSU got here. And they go through the Department of Labor, they become a teacher apprentice, and they basically are able to teach as a teacher apprentice. This takes care of their student teaching. They're getting their curriculum at night online, and it sounds like the best way to probably build your own faculty.
Pathway to certification.
Pathway to certification is exactly what it is, and I really think it would be a good way for us to start to approach this. And I've talked with OSU, I've talked with Southwestern. I told Southwestern OSU's already been here, and they said, yeah, but would you guys not consider us? I said, well, we won't ever leave out the Harvard of the Plains, but it's important that we make sure that it's comfortable. It's going to be cheaper for our people to go through Southwestern than it is OSU, and if budget is a problem, we don't want to see people piling a bunch of student loan on this deal.
So who's paying for it?
The people that are going through the program.
So we just have to approve that they can?
We have to approve that they can and that our employees can do this.
Basically proving that we're going to utilize that
Yes,
pathway for them,
yes,
but it's available to them.
Yes.
You're not forcing them to do it.
no.
Now, is this just for like elementary education or everything?
Right now, it goes up through 8th grade, but they have a way to do math. And I think they have a way to do math, and they have a way to do English right now. They're going to get to the other secondary subjects as they go.
Sounds pretty good.
And basically, we're just saying that we're going to have teachers here that will mentor them. And
Yes. And our principals and
The lady from Southwestern, I have worked with her, and she's very responsive. She's pretty easy to work with, and of course, I'm sure the state's very responsive as well, so.
So if we-
My college roommate is actually the lady that sends student teachers out.
So if we approve this, basically they have the option of OSU or Southwestern.
really Southeastern, ECU. Just about everybody's getting in this game, but and OU is also in it.
All right, any other question about that?
I'll make a motion, we approve item O.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item O. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item O passes. Item P, board to consider to take action on a motion approving the renewal of the equipment lease purchase agreement dated May 1st, 2023 between the district and MR Incorporated for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027, as required under the provisions of the agreement.
That would be the lease for the field turf. I'd recommend that, well, we kind of got to do it.
Let's go to plant grass.
I so move.
I second.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve item P. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item P passes. Item Q, board to consider and take action on a motion approving the renewal of the sublease agreement dated February 1st, 2020 between the District and Kingfisher Special Projects Authority for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2027, as required under the provisions of the agreement.
This would be for the bond issue, for the series bonds on the junior high. And I would recommend that we approve this.
I so move.
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve item Q. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item Q passes. Item R, discussion of possible action to approve service agreement with Centus.
Centos provides us with dust mops, and we have been asking them to start monitoring closer so that we're not spending as much money on dust mops, because it is incredible. We didn't want to be sending back dust mops that were clean, for them to clean, and they agreed to, and they've met our request. I'd recommend we approve this contract.
Make a motion we approve R.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve item R. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item R passes. Item S, discussion and action to approve the following fundraisers.
I so move.
Okay, motion's been made to approve item S.
Second.
And with a second, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Item S passes. Item T, discussion of possible action to approve the activity fund purposes of account for school year 2026-2027.
That is to authorize the activity funds which the board owns to continue to collect money, to continue to function as we have.
I so move.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded to approve item T. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item T passes. Item U, discussion and possible action to approve a new sub-account for the class of 2031.
Yeah, it's time to start letting them collect money for their proms and their graduation ceremonies and all that.
I so move.
I second.
Motion made and seconded to approve item U. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item U passes. Item V, discussion and possible action to close the refund sub-account to reimburse the general fund in the amount of $2,356.75.
Pam?
It's for lost chargers, Chromebooks, books, anything that the general fund originally paid for. I just scoop it all into an activity fund, and at the end of the year, since the general fund paid for it, they expensed it, I get the money back. So it's just kind of a holding account.
And this is stuff that people have lost and had to
Pay for.
pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah. A mouse, charger, books, calculators. Calculators is my big one.
Yeah, I bet. I
Make a
remember.
motion we approve item V.
There a second?
I second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve item V. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item V passes. Item W, discussion and possible action to approve the amendments to the Kingfisher School Student Handbook.
I'll let the principals speak on this. The K through 6th grades.
So on the handbooks, we did highlight the changes that were made. So for the lunchroom, we just asked that we've seen several instances where kiddos are coming to school with pop and candy and donuts and just jump.
Just, yeah, they just would, I mean, it's just shocking.
And I know you guys even see energy drinks and things like that.
So we kind of put
lots of fast food.
We just put a generalized, I mean, I'm not saying that the parents have to pack, you know, a full course meal in there or anything like that, but we just said, you know, we're not going to allow them to have soda. If they want to have their fast food, that, you know, a parent needs to pick them up and take them to have fast food, because we were starting to have parents who would just drop off fast food, you know, and it just got to be a really big thing, and
We've even had instances where they take them and they're gone too long, then they miss, and so we had to have those conversations, like, if you're going to do that, it needs to be in the allotted lunchtime.
Or, you know, we'll have kids, you know, maybe it'll put a stop to the kids. Well, I need to call because my parents are gonna bring my lunch.
Because one thing we did include that if lunch is not dropped off, whatever, by the time they go to lunch, they must go through the line. Because otherwise they sit there and they don't eat, because the lunch never shows up.
Yeah, we've had that, but I mean, they're not having to pay for the lunch, so it's not like that's the issue.
Yeah, it's a cost of it.
Right. And so I think it's ridiculous that kids are, you know, we're allowing second and third graders to drink a pop for lunch.
Well, and that impacts their education.
Absolutely.
Because now they're on a sugar high and then they crash. So, and then we have to deal with those behaviors, so.
And the secondary thing is, if we get caught letting them have sodas or Dr. Peppers or Cokes or whatever in the cafeteria, we can get hammered by the Child Nutrition Services if they're doing an audit.
And they're taking adult servings, sodas, not kid servings, which is.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's just
Out of control.
It's out of control, yeah. I mean.
So then we also had a thing about head lice. So previously, we had it written in our policy that it is recommended by the CDC and the State Department of Health that parents are contacted when this happens, you know, and we will make every effort to, you know, help remedy that. But we did come across an issue this year, back in the fall, where we talked it over and we checked, and it is in our school policy that we are supposed to send them home. So we put there that, you know, parents will be contacted immediately, but again, we try to make every effort to provide, you know, we have our Guardian Angel Fund, so we try to provide a lice kit to remedy that. You know, we try to make every effort to help. So that is one change. We did put in where it talks about telephone and address change. So we have a student contact update form, and we just put in there that we need that to be changed immediately if there's a phone number change or an address change, because we have ran into instances, again, several times this year, that students were either sick, hurt,
In trouble.
something, and we cannot get a hold of anyone we're talking hours. And so then we've also had instances at the end of the day where students aren't picked up. Nobody shows up. We're still there at 4:15, 4:30, which again, we will do everything we can to, you know, make it as normal as possible for the children, but at the end of the day, we've got to have somebody to call. So we did include in here that if that does happen and we have exhausted all, tried to call everyone on their contact list, and we still can't reach anyone, that our school resource officer will be notified, and or DHS. So it is, you know, the parent's responsibility to make sure that we have that updated information, because, you know, we do have emergencies happen too that we really need to be able to get a hold of them. We did include under school equipment that, you know, lost or damaged books, textbooks, Chromebooks, headphones, library books, we will ask that they.
And headphones.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
That those, you know, will need to be cost. We did add no hoverboards, no shoes with wheels.
It's amazing that kids will bring, and I didn't even think they still made them,
They do.
but those wheelies, those shoes that, good grief, I had more kids with those dang things. And they would be skating, and they're, yeah, so we had to put in there something about that because kids would be quiet.
One last thing that really was a big one, but it will be
Yeah, I have that.
in further detail with our discipline, MTS discipline policy, district-wide policy, but we did include that our discipline is centered on 4 core principles of be responsible, be safe, be respectful, be ready to learn. And then we just kind of outlined that. We talked about consequences being detention, which obviously there's also in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, things like that. But again, hopefully you guys will see the plan that we've been working on this summer for the next board meeting. And that's really about it. Would you guys say for our elementary handbook?
For the junior high handbook, I put in there in the discipline behavior management part so that it would match the district-wide plan that we have. So I changed a lot of the wording in the core principles as well.
So the high school handbook, we went through, I don't know if it had been updated in a few years, so we changed several things. Some of them small, daily schedule, when we're going to do announcements, like it had a specific time. We're going to do announcements, pledge, moment of silence, just first thing. It said that we would deliver announcements digitally every day, and I'm not sure who was responsible for that, but I can tell you how to get that done every day. So we will have multiple ways to get announcements to kids, but we're not going to put that in the handbook. Absences in grades, they had a thing where they had to check in with the principal to come back to class, like if they were late or at a dentist appointment. We just put check in the office in case maybe we're not available. There is something in there that said that work cannot be made up if there are unexcused absences, so we took that out. Tests and quizzes, right now it says that we have a semester test 10%, and it did have daily work as 90. We are going to change that to the 90 division, so like teachers are doing that different ways. Like it might be quizzes, it might be tests, it might be daily homework. And we just put it that 90% will be reflected on every teacher's syllabus. That way the parents and the students know, this is much of my test, so it's this weighted rate. And the semester test stays at 10%. We changed when we run the eligibility for the failing list from Thursday to Friday, and added in that grades must be in by 10 o'clock a.m. They had a paragraph about students who choose to drop a course after 18 days. Kids in high school don't really get to drop a course, like they go to a different course, if that makes sense. So we just took that out, felt like it wasn't needed. Our NHS sponsor said that we needed to increase the number of volunteer hours from 5 to 10. Also, we need to add that students in NHS, if their GPA drops below a 3.75, they have 1 semester of probation. And if it stays below a 3.75, that second semester, then they get removed from NHS once they get that back up. We talked about our valedictorian and salutatorian policy. We decided to leave that as it is for right now. The big thing that needs updated in our handbook is this year's freshmen are graduating with new graduation requirements. So it's called the pathways, and so they have to pick kind of a career focus, and then their classes are aligned to that career focus, even though they can change them. And so there's a whole bunch of information that's kind of from the State Department that we'll put in our handbook about that. We needed to add, so there's a new law about students can wear their Native American regalia at graduation. That's not in the handbook, and that needs to be added. We deleted, there's something about students performing at the end of your ceremonies, and they said that doesn't happen anymore. Work permit said 8th hour, we only have 7 hours a day, so we changed that. We added that juniors and seniors can take 4 hours of a college day, so I guess kids were not taking those because they didn't know about them, so we went ahead and put that in the handbook, that way those juniors would know. You can go ahead and start taking those college days. We said, added that participation in activities. They have to have been at school at least 5 hours that day or at the discretion of the principal. So they said that was a problem. We have kids not going to school and then they're showing up to play football. I know most schools, there's some type of rule where you have to be in attendance to participate, whether it's football, band, choir, your show, whatever it is. So obviously, if we have a kid who has to get braces on one day and that's the only day they can do it, then we're going to make exceptions for that. But in general, we don't want kids skipping school all day and then, being the star of the show that night. Dress code, we just added, so basically says you have to cover and there's a little light diagram, but we added the wording open back shirts because I know that's like a trend right now among the girls, and so we just added that to it. We added the leggings policy was a little bit vague, so we added tops. We added no hoods or head coverings, just because it's a safety issue when kids walk around, we can't see their faces. We also added no blankets, bedding, or items deemed unnecessary for your education, or it could be a distraction or a hazard for the classroom. So unfortunately, kids want to walk around with those blankets. Blankets bring in, I hate to say bugs, but they do. And you're not ready to learn if you have a big blanket and bedding around you, so we just stuck that in there. Hopefully that won't be a problem. The personal electronic device policy, I think this is for the next board meeting. We would like that tweaked, but that's a board policy. And so the consequences for that, I think, probably need to be updated because we're going to be spending a lot more time tracking kids with cell phones than they are. We're getting more of a punishment than they are, as it currently reads, so we can talk about that another day. Our behavior policy will match what we worked on, so as soon as that's approved, we'll stick that in there. So we also added to our off-campus policy that freshmen who go off campus without permission will receive disciplinary action from the administration. So apparently that has been a problem in the past. And then no parking off campus. We changed where they're actually supposed to park at because I think kind of was the wrong location. So just updated that. Updated where the information on school closing will be. And then we changed our semester exemption. So they can have 4 absences for an A, 3 for a B, and 2 for a C. And then anyone with a D or F has to take the semester test. And that's just for the spring. So I said not very much, but it seemed like a lot.
One thing that we do need to look at is medical absences count, but extenuating circumstances must be approved by the administration. And Ms. Coleman brought that in to me because we ran into that issue with a young lady that had to have her ACL done, and she came back to school a little too quick because she was afraid that she wouldn't be exempt. And we don't need student safety being put. There are extenuating circumstances, and I appreciate Ms. Coleman bringing that up.
Any questions on this?
Make a motion we approve W.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve item W. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item W passes. Go to executive session to discuss the employment and compensation of the following positions for the 2026-2027 school year, the disclosure of which discussion would violate confidentiality requirements for the state or federal law as authorized by 25 Oklahoma statutes, section 307B1, employment. Number 1, extra duty contracts, addendum A. Number 2, employment of temporary contract teacher, addendum B. Number 3, employment of posted positions, addendum C. Number 4, employment of summer pride, addendum D. Number 5, first quarter superintendent evaluation.
I'll make a motion we convene the executive session.
Motion's been made and seconded to enter into executive session. We're in executive session at 8:09 p.m. All righty, everybody's here. Kingfisher Board of Education met in executive session on 6/22/2026. The board members consisting of Charles Walker, Bill Wrights, Dana Goldbeck, and Brad Whitrock entered into executive session at 8:10 p.m. and returned to open session at 9:22 p.m. The matters as listed on the board agenda were considered in the executive session and no other matters were discussed. No board action was taken in executive session. Agenda. Okay, we're moving on to item Y, discussion and possible action on recommendation of assigned duty contracts for fiscal year, extra duty contracts for fiscal year 2027, addendum A, or the special duty compensation
Contract.
contract.
I'd like to recommend that we adopt the presented compensation schedule for extra duty and assignments.
So what, I didn't look at this, but where are you at?
On item Y.
Why?
Oh, why? Oh, I see, okay, sorry.
Okay, recommendation has been made by Mr. Evans to approve the assigned duty or extra duty contracts as listed on the extra duty compensation schedule. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Item Z, discussion and possible action on recommendations for employment of the following positions for fiscal year 2027. Contract shall include a step raise on the Kingfisher Board of Education salary scale, all benefits previously agreed to by the board, and access to a cafeteria plan for pre-tax deductions. All contracts are with the Kingfisher Public Schools and assignments are based on district needs. Number 1, temporary contract teacher, addendum B. Number 2, employment of posted positions, addendum C. And number 3, employment of summer pride, addendum D.
I'd like to recommend that we employ, on addendum B, we employ Brian Archer on a temporary contract with athletic assignments as well.
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve temporary contract teacher as presented on addendum B. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Number 2, employment of posted positions on addendum C.
On addendum C, I'd like to recommend that we employ Michaela Hinton, Lindsay Pinkerton, Jackson Rowe upon completion of student teaching, Shelby Jacobs, Brandy Belding, Christy Reinhardt, and Lacey Rowe.
So move.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve addendum C as stated. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Item number 3, employment of summer pride, addendum D.
I'd like to recommend the employment of individuals on addendum B for summer pride at an hourly rate.
I so move.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve employment of summer pride, addendum D. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Addendum D has passed. Item 8A, new business. Do you have any new business?
No, sir.
No new business. BB, announcements?
With 4th of July coming up, we will, the offices will be closed on the Thursday before July 4th. Is that July 2nd? Because we're off on Fridays.
Okay. We'll get a long weekend.
Yes,
Dead
sir.
week coming up next week. Correct. So that's a dead week.
Yes, sir. And we'll, as soon as we get everything squared away with Mr. Kuykendall will get with you to to do a special meeting.
Special meeting. A very short special meeting. All right, anything further? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay. All in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned at 9:27 PM.